at the Galactic Academy of Unified Science. Nestled within the orbital rings of Zydrex Prime, species from over 100 worlds came to learn, collaborate, and misunderstand each other. The Terran, known simply as Dale, was a recent arrival. Humans were still new to the galactic fold, and while their music survival instincts and unpredictable behavior had become the subject of many academic papers, most alien students had only seen one in holograms. Dale didn't seem threatening. He was tall by most species standards, with a scruffy beard, faded jeans, and an ever-present protein bar. He mostly kept to himself, except when something exploded. Then, somehow, Gale was always in the middle of it, covered in soot, grinning dotted. Was during the biomechanical interplay lab that things took a turn. Professor Kovac, a spindly arthropoid from MZ Rito, had been demonstrating exomuscular augmentation on a synthetic frame when one of the stronger gravity shifts from the unstable experiment sent a wave through the room. The anti-grav buffer failed for just a second, enough to send Yixtar, a young, thin-jointed student from the aquatic world of Kalzum, tumbling from the levitation platform. The crack was audible. Yixtar let out a shriek that made half the class wince. Their translucent blue limb now hung at an odd, clearly unnatural angle. Medic drone. Emergency response. Kovac snapped, pressing a panicked note on the wall. Students backed away, whispering in a dozen alien tongues. Tentacles trembled, fronds wilted, and bioluminescent scales dimmed in shared horror. Except Dale. He was already crouched by Yixtar, calm as a snowfield, his voice steady. It's dislocated. Shoulders out. The translator implants tried to keep up, but terms like shoulder and out didn't quite translate into the joint-based lexicon of Kalzunian anatomy. Don't move them! Shrieked a spider-limbed student. From Delta Crix, their inner membrane will tear. No, it won't, Dale said. Not if I do it now. Wait, another cried. Are you a licensed neural flesh realigner? Dale blinked. A what? No, I played rugby in college. Yixtar whimpered, their gills fluttering in pain. Their lower eyes blinked erratically. It's going to be fine, bud, Dale murmured, placing a firm hand on the alien's upper arm. On three? One crack, a sudden, precise motion. A pop like suction breaking. Yixtar let out a gasp, then went utterly still. Their arm, while still slightly swollen and discolored, was back in its socket, aligned and stable. The room went silent. Then he ruptured them. Screamed someone. He snapped the limb in two. Another wailed, clamping their ocular vents shut. Kovac stumbled back in disbelief. That maneuver should have caused neural backlash. They should be comatose. But Yixtar, blinking rapidly, flexed their fingers. I feel better, they croaked. The other students stared. It was as if someone had drop-kicked the laws of medicine. Dale stood, dusted his hands, and said, just popped it back in. No biggie. No biggie? Repeated an amphibious student with 10 tongues. You violated 12 medical protocols, 5 interspecies laws, and gravity. Dale shrugged. Back home, we just deal with it. Rub some dirt on it, you know? The medic drone finally arrived, late as usual. It hovered, scanned Yixtar, and emitted a cheerful ding. Shoulder. Joint realigned. Healing process initiated. Primitive correction effective. Now the whisper started. Did you see how he just handled them? With his hands? No gloves, no neural guidance field, nothing. Is this what humans do? Fix bodies with brute force and luck? Barbaric. Amazing. Terrifying. By the time the lecture ended, Dale had unknowingly become a legend. Later that night, in the Academy's social hub, footage of the incident circulated across the internet. It was tagged with #HumanFix, #TERRA in Terror Hands, and the inexplicably popular #PopItLikeDale. The story grew, as stories do. Some said Dale could fix spinal injuries with a slap. Others claimed he once reattached a limb using duct tape and caffeine. Meanwhile, Dale was just annoyed his protein bar had melted in his pocket during the chaos. The next day, something strange happened. Yickstar approached Dale with a shy ripple of their neck fronds. May I sit here? Sure thing, bud, Dale said, pushing aside his tray of oddly textured Academy food. There was a pause. Then Yickstar asked, Is it true that you humans can also reset bones using a skateboard? Dale chuckled. Sometimes, if the ground's soft. Yickstar tilted their head. You are deeply unsettling, but also oddly comforting. That was how it began. Over the next few weeks, alien students would line up not for medical emergencies, but for stories. Dale became the unofficial field medic of madness. He was invited to physiology seminars to explain Terran pain thresholds, and one brave professor offered him a teaching position in emergency biokinetics, human techniques, and improvisation. Of course, the administration didn't approve of unsanctioned joint popping. Dale got plenty of warnings. But after saving a Gellerin student from a twisted spinal ridge with nothing but elbow grease and YouTube videos he downloaded from Earth, they just gave up. After all, humans were unpredictable. And sometimes, when chaos struck and the med drones were too slow, you just needed someone who could pop it back in.